While Final Fantasy XIV's player housing has many options and items to customize and personalize your housing, there are still some limitations in the system. The community has discovered many tricks and exploits which can be used to achieve results not possible by the conventional means. As follows is a collection of some of the most common and basic housing tricks. These tricks fall into 3 basic categories: floating items, storage placement, and clipping. Before any of these tricks can be performed, you will need to ensure you have the correct settings in place. On PC, you will need to keybind the Confirm and Context menu, and in the Housing menu, you will need to enable the Display Preview button. On PC, to keybind the Confirm action and the Context menu, navigate to the Keybinds menu, then System menu. On PC, the default keybind for Confirm action is 0 on the number pad, and the default keybind for the subcommand menu is the asterisk on the number pad. Make sure these keys are set to your desired keybinds. In the Housing menu, select the Storage tab and ensure that the Display Preview box is checked. Floating. This trick manipulates the surface placement feature and allows for the surfaces beneath the items to be removed, thus making the item appear to be floating. This can be used to give the illusion of items being placed where they do not normally belong. To perform this trick, first place a surface, like a partition, tabletop, or shelf, then toggle surface placement on, and place the tabletop item you wish to float onto the surface. Second, move the tabletop and item so that the item you wish to float is in your desired location. Third, toggle surface placement off, then select the item you are trying to float and move the preview around, but do not place the item. Instead, cancel the selection so the item preview snaps back to its original location. Finally, remove the surface the item was affixed to. Storage placement. By placing items directly from the storage menu, you can put them in places where they cannot normally be placed. First, ensure that the item you desire to place is in the storage. Then select the item from storage so that it shows the purple-blue preview aura. Carefully fiddle with the placement of the preview until you are satisfied. Now place the item using the Context menu and Confirm action keybinds. Once the item is placed, you can use the Rotate tool and rotate the item freely, but you cannot use the Move tool. If you wish to adjust the position of the item, you will have to go through the storage placement process again. You can also use the storage placement trick to place items onto horizontal architecture inside of player housing. Railings, banisters, coping, and windowsills are all places you can put items from storage. To do this, you simply have to carefully place the item over the horizontal surface you desire and perform the storage placement trick. This may become tedious and take a lot of fiddling to get the exact placement you desire. Using this, you can perform the loft glitch over a window by placing your desired item on top of the windowsill. Larger items need to have their preview sunk into the wall so that the crosshairs for placement, or the center of the item, sit over the windowsill or horizontal surface that you wish to use. You can also use the storage placement method to place items on your housing plot. Clipping. Clipping objects is when you force two objects together, overlap them, or place an object inside another where it doesn't belong. Having the display preview enabled allows you to clip items very easily. To clip housing items together, simply place the items in your desired location inside or over another item. It may take some finagling to align things exactly as you desire them, but your own creativity is the limit here. You can also clip your character through things by manipulating the collision of some specific items. You can clip your character through the walls of personal housing, and you can clip your character through some exterior items to force your way on top of certain rooftops. To clip your character through the walls inside player housing, you will need 4 items: 2 copies of the 5 ages, a wall shelf, and a table. First, place one of the copies of the 5 ages onto the wall shelf and raise it as close to the ceiling as possible. Then perform the floating item glitch to float it in place and remove the shelf. Second, place the other copy of the 5 ages underneath the first one. Perform the floating item glitch again and remove the shelf entirely. Now, place the table underneath the floating books and jump upwards into the corner of the book stack like so. The collision will bug out and force your character on top of the book stack. It should force your character through the ceiling and outside the walls. You can walk along the outside walls and some specific parts of the ceiling depending on your housing type. You can also jump down to the outside of the walls to get to specific places. Using this, you can place items much closer to the walls than normally possible. If you fall or get stuck, you can simply open the housing menu and teleport to the front door. If you perform this glitch below the highest level of your player home, you will be forced up to the next floor. This is useful for getting under stairways. Once you are under the steps, you can place a small bed there, and if you place the bed just right, you will be able to perform the /doze emote and be sucked back under the steps. You can also use a similar clipping trick to force your character onto the roof of your house. If you have a multi-layered roof like the Hingen roofs, you will also be able to clip inside the roof and inside the house from the outside. There are several ways to do this, but the easiest way is to use a Toto lantern. First, open the housing menu and select the lantern. Place it close to the wall and stand inside it. Exit the housing menu and jump up. Just like the 5 Ages books, the collision will bug out and force you up to the roof. You can also do this with a table and a sitting stump, however it is much more finicky and requires precise placement. If you have a multi-layered roof like the Hingen roof, you can clip into it and under the second layer, forcing your character inside the house. Here, you can place any items you want. While these are the most common and popular exploits made by the community, there are still many more to discover. Using these exploits, you can find creative ways to design your player housing and express your own creativity.